Guys, welcome. If you clicked on this video, it means that you are really curious, adventurous, and are wanting to manifest a completely different life for yourself. And as someone who has done this for herself, I'd love to share with you some nuggets that I found along the way that really helped me. And I'm really sharing this from a space of vulnerability and in the belief that by sharing my experiences, it'll help elevate you and it'll help elevate other people. And also in sharing, I find a lot of joy. I'm in a space where that's all that is left to do right now. Because when you have an abundance of joy and love and flow in your life, all you want to do is share it because it gets magnified when you share it. So how did I do it? How did I manifest a completely different life for myself? Well, first of all, I began to recognize that I just didn't want to live the way I was living, perpetually on the rat race. And even though I had a decent life or even a good life by most of society, where I have a respectable job and I'm able to feed myself and really meet all of my basic needs and above and beyond, even some of the luxurious needs in the 3D. What I noticed is I was missing my soul. I really felt like something just wasn't right. And for a long, long time, I tried to make it right by chasing after things and people and places because that's all I knew to do at the time. I didn't know that there could be another way or there was another way to do it. I didn't know how to access that. And so at one point, I began to have these awarenesses, these realization. I'm somebody who meditates perpetually. I feel like I'm a walk-in meditation. And by that, I mean, I'm very conscious of like the thoughts that I'm thinking. It's simply just that. I'm very conscious of what is in my awareness. And I'm also very protective about what's in my awareness because whatever is coming into my conscious presence is helping co-create this reality that I'm living in. And it's the same principle for everybody involved. So if you continuously watch television as an example and you're watching fear-based programs, and you watch the news all the time, you will get this sense of like there's only horrific things happening in the world and you'll be very, very afraid. And same thing, if you have toxic people around you, you will feel into that toxicity and it will infect you. Just like positivity is infective, so is toxicity. And the other thing is we get so used to our lives. We are literally addicted to our automation, our programs, our way of living, our patterns, that even when we become conscious, okay, this thing is not good for me, we can't even stop. Sometimes we get to that stage, until something horrific happens that forces you to stop. And so being a conscious creator means that you see through that trap, right? You see that this thing isn't helping. And so you have to essentially dream about a new life, literally. Sit with yourself for a while and what is that life for you? And when you are dreaming, that dream has to become so strong and so powerful. That's why visualization is so important. You can slowly start building a new pattern. And so you can implement what I'm referring to as pattern interrupters, which means that like if you take one route to work daily, try a different route. If you wake up at a certain time in the morning, try a different routine. Things that'll just kind of reset that automatic pattern of behavior for you. And you can do it very subtly, very slowly. The trap you don't want to fall into is it's too much, it's too big, I can't do it. Those are all excuses. If you just take one little step, dreaming is where it starts. It's easy enough to at least dream of a life for yourself. And in your creativity and in your imagination, do not limit yourself. Do not limit yourself because you don't know what's possible for you. Yeah, we were born with this infinite intelligence. Look at the intelligence of our bodies, you know? It's a freaking miracle. Life is an absolute miracle. And so, what I'm saying is, it's up to you to realize that and tap into that miracle. And you can continue to follow the default programming, but you're going to get the default results. Most of the world is not in a happy place. It's in a vibration of toxicity and a limited way of being and fear, really. And so if you want to rise to the frequency of love, of abundance, of creativity, and of really living out that beautiful life for yourself as deemed by you, because beauty is defined by, the individual, So where is your individuality, right? What do you actually think of something? And you won't know until you step away from all that you have known. How would you know? So this means you must now create space for yourself to really reflect on it and get away. And because we are addicted to our lives, oftentimes, when we move or have big changes, that's when we start living differently. Now, instead of waiting for a move to happen, you could decide to take an initiative and just move to a different town, as an example. And of course, there's going to be a million reasons why you don't want to do it. And that's all fear-based. But there is something on the other side of fear, is what I'm pointing to. You do have this capacity to move beyond a place of fear and into a place of love. And as you take steps towards this new life, it'll call you, it'll inspire you, and you'll continue to move upwards. So yes, the initial momentum for change is high, and it requires a certain escape velocity. But once you move past that, you can begin to be in a different frequency. And if you can sustain that frequency, you will see a new way of life for yourself. Of course, change is difficult, but I will say it is only as difficult as we make it. Change used to be so scary for me, and it still is, but not like what it used to be. On a scale of 1 to 100, in the beginning, it was like 100. I had no room. And now I don't even think about it. I'm just living in the unknown, and I feel comfortable in the unknown. I've pushed myself to this place, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't actually want to know what happens tomorrow. I'd rather just be surprised, because no matter what happens, it's all right. I have that faith. I have that belief. I have that trust with life. Nature, life, existence, God, it's all forgiving and all loving and infinite. It's made with infinite intelligence. It is beyond us. It is beyond us. So I've surrendered. I've surrendered my life to something higher than myself. And I know it in my bones to be true. Living this life of surrender is the greatest bliss of being a human. And it is my deepest desire and wish that, anyone who wants to experience that is able to. And I hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you.